Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have significant Leo placements, there may be a message in here for you, Leo. So I'm getting a couple of downloads for your reading today. The first one is from a book called Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. I think that's his name. A book, and there's also a movie adaptation, but it's about, if you're not familiar, it's like a sci-fi book where there's sort of like this intergalactic war happening, and like the humans are fighting like these space bugs basically, and in that story, like the children are sent to sort of like school in order to train for this war, like to become soldiers and things like that. And they play sort of like these simulations. But then later on in the story, it's revealed that the simulations are not simulations. It's real life. Like the kids that were training for the war were actually fighting and participating in the war without knowing it. But anyways, but there's a line in this book, because the conclusion of that, at least the first book anyways, I know there's more than one book in that series, but in the first book, it's like it's a war where it's like human versus space bug, whatever the bug is, I can't remember. It looked kind of like an ant, but that there's a moment where the main character, Ender, realizes the truth about this war, that it's not actually a war. Anyways, so there's a line in this, there's a quote from this book that's like very highly quoted. I'm gonna read it to you. It says, "In the moment when I truly understand my enemy, understand him well enough to defeat him, then in that very moment I also love him. I think it's important to really understand somebody, I think it's impossible to really understand somebody, what they want and what they believe, and not love them the way that they love themselves." So Leo, that energy is coming through for you, where I feel like maybe you're dealing with a situation where there's somebody who is against you in whatever way. So you may see them as an enemy, or you may see them as being like somebody that you're fighting, or that they're like against you in whatever way. And I feel like there's something here about like understanding what it is that they may be going through. And I know that that's difficult, especially if it's somebody who has caused you harm, where they've caused you pain, to understand that this person, or that person, the enemy, quote unquote, is somebody who has also gone through pain. And the energy of forgiveness that's coming through here, you can't force yourself to forgive somebody, right? Because like you can't force yourself to feel that if you don't feel forgiveness. But I do think that there's this energy here of like understanding and compassion, of like when you really understand a person well enough to defeat him, you end up actually loving that person, because it's kind of like you feel at least compassion for them, right? Compassion as a form of love. But there's another story. This is just like a video that I saw on Instagram like a while ago. You may have seen it, where it's like one of those like Ring cameras or whatever, like the doorbell cameras. And this older lady, a neighbor, comes by and knocks on her neighbor's door, the person who's filming it, the interaction. And she starts complaining about his lights that are like shining into her window, like a complaint, right? Like a neighbor who's saying like, you know, this is disrupting me or whatever. And through the interaction, you can see like that this had happened before, that actually like the cops were called because there was a disagreement between the two neighbors about like lights being shown into the like light shining into the neighbor's window or whatever. And the cops determined that that the lights weren't actually disrupting her at all. Like, you couldn't see them from her bedroom, that kind of thing. So it was kind of like a complaint that wasn't valid. And this neighbor, the man who has the lights, who like opened the door for this neighbor who was complaining, understood, right? Even though this woman was continually complaining to him about something that wasn't valid and was shown to be not valid, that this man understood that this woman was lonely, that like all she wanted was company. And so he actually calls her out on that. He says, you know what, if you're feeling alone, if you just want to talk to somebody, you can come over and sit on the porch and we'll have a drink and we'll have a conversation. But you don't need to like pretend to like make this about the lights or the problem if you just want to talk to somebody, right? It's kind of this energy of like so much unconditional love and compassion for somebody who is perhaps bringing a problem to you. It actually feels like that, Leo, where they're bringing you their pain, or they're bringing you their loneliness, or they're bringing you their sadness, their grief, and trying to connect with you. But the way that they're connecting with you is wrong, where it's like perhaps attacking you in some way, or perhaps like whatever it is, they're projecting, right? It's that kind of energy. And so it's kind of like understanding where that pain comes from, that they are seeking connection, but they're doing it in a way that's not in alignment with like, I don't know, whatever. It's seeking connection, but in a way that is not conducive to connection is actually how it's coming through. And in that video, like you can see how her face just like when the man says like you can come over and we'll have a conversation and drink and we can spend time together, like her face and her expression and her energy just completely shifts, because it's like she actually apologizes, like, I'm sorry for being like, I don't want to be like this. Like, it's kind of coming through like that. So it's feeling kind of like, Leo, you're dealing with a situation where someone's coming at you maybe with this sort of like attacking energy, or like really like they're bringing sort of like something painful up is how it's coming through. But it's like they're trying to connect with you in this sort of like way in which like maybe they can't express this. They can't express it directly. And so they're trying to connect with you in a way maybe where it's like causing pain, because that might be how they're feeling. And so the best way to disarm that is through love and compassion and understanding. And I know that that can be difficult, especially if it's coming from somebody who has previously caused you pain or caused harm or attacked you for no good reason. Like that, it's that kind of thing. And I feel like this is maybe a step in which like, understanding that everybody needs connection. Everybody craves connection. And if you know, especially that this person is isolated, or like, they're lonely, or they like, it could be that you are the only person that, gives them a positive social interaction in their life in whatever way. So just being aware of that. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards for you, Leo. The moon right now, as I'm filming this, is in Leo. We just passed a Cancer full moon. You have the Creator here. I love this card. Okay. That's your energy for sure. Leo energy is extremely creative. I feel like there's this sort of, I just got, I just got this image. Okay. It's from SpongeBob SquarePants, the cartoon for kids. But SpongeBob, who's this like joyous energy, he's always cheerful, to the point where it gets annoying, right? Like that kind of thing. But Squidward, Squidward is this sort of like, it's like a grumpy neighbor. It's something like that. Somebody who, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, the one episode that I'm getting with this energy is like Squidward is trying to teach SpongeBob how to be an artist, right? Like to like draw, I think it is in one episode, to draw, to paint or whatever. And so the first lesson is how to draw a circle, how to draw like a perfect circle. And so Squidward demonstrates how to draw a circle. And then what Squidward or what SpongeBob does is he draws the most perfect circle on his first attempt, and Squidward is like, "Show me how you did that." The joke is that SpongeBob draws this like masterpiece of a face, like a beautiful portrait, and then erases it in order to get the perfect circle. That's what I'm getting here. A little bit, Leo. There may be something like that where it's like maybe you're interacting with someone who is coming off a bit as like a grumpy neighbor. I don't know why they're grumpy, but it's like coming through like that. I feel like on some level you're okay. Because I'm getting this sort of energy of like you may be dealing with someone who is like, who has experienced a lot of pain or heartbreak in their life in whatever way that is. It could be something past, it could be something that they're working through, or it more likely is something that it's like really difficult for them to work through because it's painful, that kind of thing. Like someone who's just been mistreated by people in the past. And so when people are like, when people have been mistreated for such a long time, that becomes their expectation, that they expect to be mistreated by people. They expect to be hurt by people. They find connection or relationships very painful. And I feel like there's something about your energy which is kind of like generous of heart is how it's coming through, where it's like perhaps you're very kind or whatever it is. It's kind of coming through like that, where it's like, even though other people have caused them harm or whatever, caused them pain, I feel like on some level they're attracted to you because they sense that you would not do that. Or it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's conscious for them that they're drawn to you, or unconscious or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I feel like on some level, it's like you would be the first one to actually treat them the way that they deserve, which is with love and kindness. That's how this creator energy is coming through. It's like you're creating a new pattern for them that is different from what they expect from people. So it could be something like that. Okay, but anyways, you have some sort of like creative energy. Because this card today is actually looking like the hummingbird card in the animal deck, which I will be using today because of this sort of like creating like light out of darkness. There's also this sort of nectar kind of energy that's coming through. Like so maybe they find nourishment and that kind of thing. That's the thing though. It's like they find nourishment in whatever it is that you radiate, or whatever, what you're giving, what you express. They find nourishment in that, but they also find it difficult to accept, because it could be that this person finds it difficult to connect with people or receive love from people. Yeah, okay. Oh, Okay, I'm not going to take these because I feel like this is not yours, Leo. The dead end, the tier, the underworld, and the forest, right? This person is lost in the forest, in the underworld. They have a lot of, and there's the tier, right? The sadness, the dead end, the underworld, the forest. The forest talks about feeling lost. They're lost in something. Feels kind of like, yeah, it feels kind of like they're lost in like their loneliness. They don't know how to connect is just how it's coming through. The heart, Leo, the heart and the creator. Of course, Leo rules over the heart, right? There's a generosity that comes through here. I feel like there's also something here of like, their love and understanding. This could... And protecting your heart as well. Always being conscious of that as well. Like, because it's also something of... There's an interesting balance here between having unconditional love for someone and also having boundaries. Because if you don't have boundaries and you unconditionally love this person, you can end up giving to them, like giving a lot of yourself to the point where it hurts you. So just being conscious of that, Leo. There's a balance there. Perhaps that's part of this person's energy as well. Like, I feel like it's part of like, this person may not know how to give love either, as well as receive. Like, they may not know how to give love. That's not a judgment. It's coming through as being like, if it's like somebody who it feels like presently with all that energy, the forest, the dead end, the tier, the underworld, where it's like they're going through something painful at the moment. Whatever it is, they're going through something painful, and it's kind of like something where it's like, when you are in a state of pain, you're very self-protective, right? Nothing exists except for you and your pain. That's how it's coming through. So it's like they may not even see you as truly who you are, because all they're seeing is like their pain. Like, imagine, like, with all that energy of like the dead end, the forest, all of that like darkness energy, it's like anything that moves is a shadow, where it's like, so they may not even see you clearly at first, because it's like they're in a place where everything they see is pain or darkness or hurt or sadness or grief or whatever. But okay, so I feel like maybe there's something here of like, maybe you are trying to get through to this person, Leo. I'm not saying that you have to, right? That's totally up to you, however you engage, but it feels like it's being brought to you. Like someone's metaphorically knocking on your door and expressing some sort of painful projection onto you. And so it's kind of like, in order to deal with that is to like break through the illusion that they are projecting onto you, right? Because it might be something where it's like they're projecting some sort of illusion based on their pain, based on their experiences or whatever, that is not true, but that's how they're seeing you, or that's how they're seeing this dynamic, or that's how, whatever, that's how it's coming through. And so part of this creator energy is to like dispel that illusion, right? To get rid of the illusion and to like pierce through the truth of whatever is happening, right? It's like, if you're lonely, you can come and sit on my porch. That kind of thing. Yeah, the dead end is coming out again. Yeah. The ocean at the bottom of the deck, and apocalypsis, which is removal of the veil, right? Because it could be something here. I'm getting a Scorpio energy with this now, where, like, seeing the truth about some sort of, because the ocean talks about the subconscious, right? Our emotions, like things that we need to feel. Perhaps also energies where they feel kind of powerless, or I don't know, something like that. There's a dead end energy here though, because I feel like it's something where I'm kind of getting this sort of groundhog energy, like Groundhog Day energy, like the movie where, like the main character, Bill Murray's character, gets stuck in this loop, right? Where he can't break out of a cycle. It's a dead end. He can't move forward from it. And part of the lesson from that was like understanding how he was connected to every person in that town that he was stuck in. I feel like this person, okay, I could be describing you, Leo. I feel very strongly that it's not, but just keep in mind that all of my readings can be flipped. If there's two perspectives, you can be either perspective. I just read it from the one that is coming through the most strongly. So anyways, or the most clearly. The dead end energy is coming through this, like, almost like a Groundhog Day, where it's like they cannot break out of a cycle. And it feels like a cycle where they feel powerless, or that they feel like they can't get out of a cycle of loneliness, or of pain, or heartbreak, or grief, or feeling alone. And it's kind of coming through as being like, because they're not expressing something that they truly desire here with the ocean. Like they're like that they want company, or they want someone to have a conversation with them, or that they want love, or they want to give love but they don't know how, or that they want to receive love but they find it painful or uncomfortable or whatever. And it's kind of like this is a really significant lesson for them to learn how to break through a cycle that has been repeating for a while, that's been keeping them stuck in a place that they don't want to be in. And I feel like there's something here of like part of the Groundhog Day lesson in that movie is stop trying to break out of it, because there are times when, like in that movie, I don't remember exactly what part of the movie, but there's a part in the movie, like probably close to the middle end, where he starts to self-sabotage, right? Where he purposely acts out, where he tries to kill himself, where he tries to like do all these like destructive things to break out of a cycle, break out of that cycle. But of course that's not going to work, because the way that he breaks out of the cycle is actually giving of his heart, of like he goes and finds people to help. It changes his personality as well, where he becomes less of this sort of like grumpy, angry character into somebody who's like very sociable, who like knows everybody's names, who asks about people in the neighborhood that he cares about, and like learns how to play piano, and he like saves people's cats from falling out of trees. Like it's a complete transformation. That's what this person is in the process of. But right now they're at a dead end where I feel like they're acting out, or they're in this place where it's like they are self-sabotaging themselves through destructive behavior in order to break out of a cycle of loneliness. That's how it's coming through. Okay, Leo. And for some reason, you are on their path, because there may be some sort of... Okay, so this feels like, again, somebody that you have a relationship with already. You've interacted with them. This doesn't feel like somebody new. This feels like a neighbor, right? Somebody that you know, someone who's in your community, or whatever it is, whatever kind of dynamic this is. And I feel like maybe they're feeling kind of drawn to you. Because they may even perhaps feel like you are blocking their way in some way. I don't think that you are, Leo, right? Like, it's kind of like that story with the older lady neighbor who was saying, like, your lights are shining into my bedroom and I can't sleep. And even the cops verified that this was not true. That's how it's coming through. So they're maybe creating reasons to interact with you that are not true, but that are trying to express some sort of desire that they have to connect. Through pain, though. It does feel like that. They're trying to connect, but it's through pain. It's not through joy or happiness or like genuine love. It's through pain and hardship and difficulty and all of that. I feel like they've been in this for a very long time. Okay. Okay, no, we're gonna go to animals. Okay, what's your energy, Leo? Because this feels like a situation that is outside of your control. I feel like it's outside of your control. That it's coming to you is how it's feeling. Like this energy is coming to you. The black egg. This is the throat chakra. It talks about clarity and truth. This card is really interesting because it sort of skips over the small talk, right? There's no small talk. It's like getting right to the core truth of a matter. And it feels kind of like there's something that... because sometimes I see this card as being like something... Like it comes through as being like attraction and repulsion. Where I feel like this energy is attracted to you because you have this energy, right? The creator and the heart. Where I feel like you bring a lot of light to the darkness. And so they are attracted to you because they're in darkness and what they are needing is light. Or what they are needing is love. Or that kind of thing. That's how it's feeling. Or what they need is acceptance. Or whatever it is that you have that they do not. That is why they're attracted to you. Or that's why they're coming towards you, or that's why they're on your path, or whatever. It's this energy of like you have whatever it is that they need. Yeah, the sea serpent. Sacral chakra. So you have throat chakra and sacral chakra. Which are energies that balance one another, because the sacral chakra is this energy of creation, of like creativity, passion, all of that. And the throat chakra is how it is expressed. So if one of these two are out of balance, it's kind of like it creates this, a dead end, where I feel like there's something here where it's like, and it's like the eye that sees the truth. I feel like there's something here where, and the sea serpent talks about emotional healing, releasing emotional wounds, like receiving healing about whatever it is. But I feel like maybe there's this energy here where there's, where your energy, Leo, is this. Throat chakra and sacral chakra are in balance and are like very, very strong right now, where what you create is expressed. What you desire is expressed. Like there's truth in that. So perhaps that's what this other person needs, is that they're having difficulty expressing what they desire. Perhaps they don't even know. here with the ocean, because it could be something where it's like their own desires are masked from them because it's like masked through pain, right? Like they can't see past the pain. So it's like there's something where it's like, I'm just using connection and relationships as an example, where it's like this person wants connection and relationship, like deep, true love with the heart. But their past experience with relationships, of any kind, it feels more like family connections, like that kind of thing. Their past experience with relationships has left them feeling like abandoned or misunderstood or lonely, where it's like, even though they crave that or they need that or they want that, they can't express that because their past experiences, family is painful, or I don't have good relationships with my family, or I don't have good nurturing, nourishing relationships, so they don't feel comfortable expressing that need or that desire to have those kind of relationships because it's a dead end to them. They don't feel comfortable expressing that. And so there's this. They may be holding on to like emotional wounds. I feel like maybe there's also this sort of like creative energy that's blocked within them, where they don't, I don't know if they can express creativity is how it's coming through. Like they can't create things is actually how it's feeling. I don't know why. Okay. I don't think this person can create things. You have the owl. This talks about a blessing or some good news. Wisdom as well is also what comes through with the owl. It's like this messenger energy. A messenger from spirit. Abundance, clairvoyant, and treasures. It represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When in balance, generous, trusting, and secure. When out of balance, money quarrels, scarcity. To bring into balance, an offering. Okay. Okay, I feel like you're being asked to give to this person, Leo. I know that seems like... It's okay. It might be difficult depending on, you know, where you are at in terms of like your, like in forgiving this person, but it's like they may need some quality time, or they may need some, you know, they may need some love in whatever way. They may need some attention. But if they hurt you in the past, that might be difficult. So just being conscious of that. Of course, totally up to you. Whatever it is that you... It's just a reading. Take responsibility for your own actions and what you decide to do with them. So just going to leave that there. That's just the energy that's coming through the reading. Anyways. I feel like as well, Leo, this might be part, like... Yeah, the Unity card. The Unity card. Connection. Connection is really what's coming through. Connection and collaboration and understanding that we are all one, right? There's something here about like understanding and then loving your enemy that is really coming through as significant for you. And enemy feels like a strong word because it's like once you understand and know this person, they no longer become your enemy. They become your friend. And it's something as well with this card and with that story of Ender's Game, where at the end of the story, Ender actually like ends up, I don't know if I can't remember if he like leaves the military or whatever, but he ends up helping the space bugs to find a new home because it was revealed that their home was destroyed, right? Their home was taken from them. I don't know. I can't remember if it was the humans that did that or not. But it's like they were creatures who did not have a home. And so Ender, in order to, I don't know, I guess atone for what he did when he didn't know what he was doing, was to help the space bugs find a home. It's kind of coming through like that, where it's like your enemy becomes your friend. You end up working with this person or connecting with them in some way or collaborating with them because we all have the same experiences. We've all encountered pain. We've all felt lost and abandoned at some point in our lives. We've all been hurt by something. Yeah. You have Mikkalamuckle and Singer of Intuition. The Singer of Intuition. Interesting. I'm going to read the Mikkalamuckle because it's one that doesn't come out that much. But so it says everyday blessings, play, and mixed blessings. Okay, so it says here, lighten up. What is needed here is the benefit of a childlike, trusting heart and childlike wisdom, seeing directly into the true nature of things. Don't complicate matters. What you see is what you get. Don't look for hidden and subtle meanings and motivations because they are not there in this case. Go to the heart of the matter, the simple core hidden behind complexities. Don't be so caught up in thinking about the future that you can't see what is happening now. Welcome adventure into your life. Try something you've never done before and take some time to play with Mickle before you turn into a grumpy glump or a worn out wurg. Okay. I feel like this person needs a bit of laughter. That's how it's coming through. Yeah. You have Oh That Gnome at the bottom of the deck. Oh That Gnome is an energy and Bodacious Bodak. Yeah. That's this energy of somebody coming around to like pull on loose ends or pull on things that you haven't like taken care of in an attempt to be helpful, but it actually causes like disruptions or causes more work or that kind of thing. The Oh That Gnome is an energy where it's like it could be a bit of a trickster. I see it more as like creative chaos, where I feel like whatever this energy is coming through for you, Leo, it's something that I feel like is going to transform something within you. Like it could be something where maybe you are dealing with a dead end. Or maybe this energy is coming through as being like, you cannot pass until you deal with this, right? You cannot move forward until you deal with whatever this is. That's what this energy is coming through with. It may feel disruptive to you, or it may feel like it's a dead end or that kind of thing. You can't move forward. And I feel like it's actually kind of coming through as being like something in disguise. Like it's not what you, it's, Lamb at the bottom of the deck. This sort of like innocent, playful truth energy. Like, you know how children, they just say things that are absolutely true, but they can be kind of not harm. Well, I don't think it's harmful in that way, but it's like sometimes the truth is unpleasant because it removes the way in which we deceive ourselves, right? Like that kind of thing. The way in which we deceive ourselves, or the lies that we believe in order to make ourselves feel better, like that kind of thing. I feel like that's part of this energy with the dead end. But there is this energy of like playfulness that's kind of wanting to come through. But I feel like part of this Mickle energy is that example of like the man who told his neighbor, like straight up directly, if you're lonely, you can just come knock on the door and we can have a conversation, right? You don't have to like pretend that it's about the lights, right? Like it's that kind of like direct and honest truth that's said with love that disarms the pain or the anger or the attacking energy. It disarms it. If you're lonely, we can have a conversation. That's how it's coming through. Okay. I'm gonna... Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna not pull tarot. I'm gonna pull one card from the Animal Apothecary deck just to end it. Destiny path. Leo, this is part of your destiny. Interesting. I'm gonna read this because that's where this that gnome is coming through, because I feel like there's something here where it's like this is a opportunity in disguise is how it's coming through. You may be feeling uncomfortable about it because it feels like a dead end, but it's actually part of your path, because the dead end talks about sort of like a new beginning. Okay, 1 second. So bee and snake. One of the most powerful cards in the deck, Destiny Path, speaks of initiating the fulfillment of destiny through transmutation. Receiving this card means you are on the correct path, being led towards supreme success. It is confirmation that your destiny is in the works, even if current circumstances are contrary to your heart's deepest wishes. You have a profound purpose that is beyond your current understanding, but it is what every cell in your body has yearned to self-actualize. Even your limiting beliefs cannot stop the unfolding of your greatest potential. The symbol of the circles and triangles is known as the Philosopher's Stone, the symbol of transmutation and inner enlightenment. The alchemical process of turning lead into gold through a deep cooking and heating process is representative of the psyche transforming into its highest potential, leading to enlightenment and the utter fulfillment of one's purpose in the physical realm. King Snake is the ultimate transmuter. He is non-venomous, yet can eat poisonous snakes, often bigger than himself. This teaches about your ability to transmute a toxic situation into your greatest asset. That's exactly what I was talking about, of like, there's something of like a toxic situation around you, but you have the power to transmute that, not through being toxic yourself, but through non-venomous words or actions or whatever it is. You're transmuting something toxic. Okay. The bees in this image represent the gifts you have within that are of the utmost service to humanity. Bees are a gift to humanity as they pollinate about 80% of the crops we eat. Your purpose is also a gift of service to humanity. Above and below the snake, we see the image of the all-seeing eye guarding and guiding you. There is a force that created you that has been facilitating your growth this entire time. Lastly, connecting it all together is the Latin term omnius unus est, which translates to all is one, everything is connected. There is a mystery beyond your comprehension, aligning you with what you were born to share. Every moment you have encountered was meant to bring you to exactly where you are right now. Ultimate self-actualization is your destiny. You are on the correct path, Leo. You're on the correct path. whatever this dead end energy is that you're experiencing, that is part of your path as well. So just keeping that in mind. I feel like there's a very significant transmutation process that's happening where it's like you are meant to transmute this situation into something better as a gift to humanity is how it's coming through. Whatever it is that you are being asked to do here is going to transform something for a greater collective in whatever way that is. It doesn't have to be like so big and humanity and all that, but it's like it's going to transform at least the ones around you who are seeing this or whatever, witnessing it or something like that. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there, Leo. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.